There are so many great things to see and do in New York City. Its busy streets are a whirlwind of activity, and around every corner are places that are known all over the world. You could spend months exploring NYC. There is so much to see. The city offers everything from famous landmarks to the city's amazing food scene and interesting world-class museums. In this travel guide, we'll show you some of the best places to visit. Number 10. Ellis Island. Named for Mount Vernon, the home of President George Washington, New York's Ellis Island was the nation's largest immigration station in the country. It opened in 1892 and closed during 1954. During this time, many people from Europe immigrated to the U.S. Located in Upper New York Bay, just off the tip of Manhattan, and accessible only by ferry or water taxi, the island was home to 3 immigration stations. Today, people can tour the main arrivals hall at the Ellis Island Museum of Immigration and look for their ancestors in the millions of immigrant arrival records that were made public in 2001. Millions of Americans still go to Ellis Island to learn about their country's history, and in many cases, their own family's past. The many immigrants that came through Ellis Island helped transform New York City and the United States into what they are today. Number 9. Washington Square Park. Washington Square Park is a neighborhood park in the Greenwich Village Historic District in Lower Manhattan, New York City. This approximately 9.75-acre park is a major community gathering place and tourist attraction. As the heart of the Greenwich Village neighborhood, the park is bustling with activity, such as political rallies and demonstrations, street musicians and artists, chess players, as well as business people and college students from the nearby New York University, known as NYU, who come to study or simply relax in the good weather. The park's central fountain area is a popular spot. Many of the nearby buildings were once homes and studios for artists. The park is home to the Washington Square Arch, originally constructed in 1889 to celebrate the centennial of George Washington's inauguration as President of the United States. The park is an icon of the city. Number 8. Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. The Brooklyn Botanical Gardens is a great place for tourists to visit for many reasons. It's a beautiful, tranquil garden full of plants and flowers, yet it's only a short walk from the New York City subway. The garden itself was once used as farmland by the Dutch colonial settlers who founded the town of Brooklyn in the 17th century. Today, it features beautiful gardens full of plants from all over the world, from temperate climates like Europe and China to those that are tropical or even desert-like. It includes several specialities, gardens within the garden, a bonsai museum, and 3 climate-themed pavilions. The main attraction at the Botanic Garden, however, is the Cranford Rose Garden, which has over 1,000 different types of roses, including wild species, old garden roses, and hybrid tea roses. There are numerous other gardens, including a Japanese hill and pond-style garden containing 3 hills that signify Earth, Heaven, and humanity, and the Shakespeare Garden that features plants that are mentioned in Shakespeare's books and plays. The BBG is home to over 200 cherry trees. It is one of the greatest cherry blossom viewing sites outside of Japan. Truly a sight to behold. Number 7. Christmas Lights Horse Carriage Ride. Enjoy an enchanting Christmas Lights horse carriage ride. The holidays are a great time for horse-drawn carriage rides at Central Park. Celebrate the holidays with a ride through America's oldest and most famous park. Visit beautiful and famous places, such as ice skating at Wollman Rink or the Great Lawn to watch a musical or play. It is an opportunity not just to experience the fantasy of Santa Claus's sleigh, but also enjoy the breathtaking cityscape of New York City as you ride through Central Park. The horse-drawn carriages can be rented by tourists who want to enjoy the romantic feel of New York City during the holiday season. The carriages are decorated with beautiful lights and have blankets, creating a special atmosphere that makes it enjoyable for everyone, especially couples. Number 6. Fifth Avenue. World-famous Fifth Avenue is home to many attractions to see and stores to shop. The Empire State Building, the Flatiron Building, and Central Park are all on this famous street. It also offers several museums, including the Guggenheim Museum and the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Fifth Avenue is home to a variety of famous shops including Louis Vuitton, Apple, the Lego Store, Salvatore Ferragamo, Cartier, and Tiffany Co. If you need a break in between shopping, stop at the Tommy Bahama restaurant and bar for a drink and a meal. You truly can spend an entire weekend experiencing Fifth Avenue. Number 5. Museum of Ice Cream. Next, we have the Museum of Ice Cream. This is one of, if not the most visited places in New York City. The museum is in the fun area of the city named Soho and displays some unusual objects and scenes. Visitors can either take pictures with some real-sized, huge instilled ice cream scoops or just enjoy the rooms and the pedestals designed as ice cream cones, cookies, and pastries. The museum is dedicated to ice cream. You can explore 13 immersive multi-sensory attractions. The sprinkle pool is one of the highlights. You can jump right in. Both day and night tickets are available. We recommend you book in advance and arrive on time. Number 4. The American Museum of Natural History. This site is one of the world's preeminent scientific and cultural institutions. Located next to Central Park, the museum contains 45 permanent exhibition halls. A full-time staff of more than 950 employees ensures that each exhibit is maintained and preserved. The museum's research staff focuses on 5 key areas: astrophysics, primatology, invertebrate zoology, geology, and paleontology and mammalogy. Explore the natural world and the known universe. Museum highlights include the Alaska brown bear, blue whale, mammoth, and T-Rex. Visit the Hall of Ocean Life to see more than 750 marine creatures, and the Hall of Biodiversity, highlighting the biodiversity of the Earth. This museum may be the best place to visit for those who wish to know more about science and history. Number 3. Times Square. Another great place for tourists to visit is Times Square. If you've never visited, it is recommended that you see it for yourself. From the busy Port Authority bus terminal to the busy intersection of 7th Avenue and 42nd Street, this area, which goes from Times Square to Central Park South, is where New York's dazzling energy and excitement comes from. There are theaters, tourist attractions, and giant office buildings in the city. The buzz and glow of the city are seen in the huge neon signs, giant wraparound new tickers, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, and Broadway marquees. Times Square is a lively place to be during any time of the day. You are guaranteed to see something interesting just watching all the people in the square. If you don't want to miss out on this exciting experience, do yourself a favor and make sure that you check out Times Square on your trip to New York. Number 2. Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is the next place on our list. A visit to this landmark offers the most visible and memorable experience in New York. The statue itself is unmistakable. The massive green patina statue is in fantastic contrast against the churning blue of the Atlantic Ocean, which swells dramatically at its base. It's best seen from a boat, but you can see it fine from many points along Manhattan's skyline as well. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from the French people to the United States. It symbolizes the lasting friendship between the two nations. Americans and French nationals created a fundraising campaign that led to the statue's construction, which was completed in 1886. The same year, it was inaugurated on October the 28th. The statue, created from sheets of hammered copper, its interior steel framework was designed by the man behind the famed Eiffel Tower. Number 1. Brooklyn Bridge. And finally, we have the Brooklyn Bridge, a masterpiece by American engineer by John Roebling. Built between 1869 and 1883, the bridge connects the boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn, spanning the East River. With a length of 1,595 feet, being one of the longest suspension bridges in the world, it can easily fit more than 100,000 pedestrians and cars daily. The bridge has an elevated promenade open to pedestrians, offering spectacular views of Manhattan. The East River and the shoreline are enjoyed from the suspended walkway, a great place for photography. This concludes our New York City travel guide. If you like the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.